Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine. Let's go. It's time for math. Come on, you know. I was over here trying to work on my juggling skills, and it's kind of hard because there's 3 of these. So you know what? Our problem today, it uses 3 double-digit numbers. It's going to be a little bit tricky. It's going to be a little bit tough, but we can do hard things, and I hope that you're ready because I'm ready to problem solve with you. So let me set up the scenario, okay? So the other day, I had my daughter at my house, and there's 2 other kids too, and they each had a different amount of crayons. So they were playing with their crayons, right? And they counted up how many each of them had. And Chloe counted hers, and she said, well, I've got 13 here. Okay, Kate counted all of her crayons, and she had 12. Almost the same number, but 1 less. And then Trey counted his, and Trey had 21 crayons. But you know what they wanted to know? How many crayons do we have all together? And so what they did is they started thinking, how can we figure out this problem? How many do we have by adding all of these together? All right, now there's different ways to solve problems, and I want you to know that. So you're thinking through, okay, what do we know about this problem? Chloe has 13, Kate has 12, and Trey has 21. How are we going to add these numbers together? Now you may do it a little bit differently than somebody else, but your friend, your parents, and all of that's okay. So let's think through a couple of ways that we could solve this problem. But first we've got to start with what do we know about this problem? Okay, we know how many each person had, right? And so Chloe has 13 crayons, Kate 12, Trey 21. So what they've got to do is figure out together how many do we have. Now, some of you love to draw. Am I right? Who loves to draw out there? I know I enjoy drawing, and so if you do, we could represent this problem by actually drawing pictures and drawing this out. And so I've kind of done that here. Let's think about it a little bit. If I break down the number 13, that's how many crayons Chloe has, right? And I can decompose that number. That's a big fancy word. Decompose means we're going to break apart. Well, if I break apart the number 13, I know that 13 is made up of 1 10, so I can draw out a little 10 stick here, okay? So this represents 10, but then I know that it also needs 3 1s, right? 10 and 3 make 13. So 10, and then we have 1, 2, 3, there is 13. Okay, now let's think about Kate's numbers, how many crayons she has. So she has 12. So if I look at Kate's number 12 and I decompose, I break that apart too. All right, well, 12 is made up of 1 10, and then 2 1s. So 10 and 2 make 12. So we can draw that out. Now what about Trey? Trey's a little bit different. He had 21. He has more. How many 10s do we need to represent 21? Well, we need 2, right? Because 10, 20. So we need 2 10 sticks plus the 1 that we have to make 21. All right, so how does this help us? Well, now we can count by 10s first. Let's start counting. How many 10s do we have? Well, if I just count the 10 sticks, now we're going to count by 10s. You count with me, all right? You ready? We've got 10, 20, 30, 40, right? Because we had 4 10 sticks. So that makes 40, and now we're going to add up those individual pieces too. So 40, if I count on from there, I've got 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1s. Now, let's think about how we could write that as a little equation. Right? 40 plus 6 equals 46. That means that Chloe and Kate and Trey, if they added all their crayons together, they've got 46 crayons. Now, some of you may not want to draw it out, and that's totally fine. Let's think about how we could do this by writing out the numbers. We can still decompose or break apart our numbers, all right? But this time we're going to write these out. So 13, if I break that down, I'm just writing the numbers this time. I have 10 and 3, right? 10 and 3 made 13, but I'm breaking those apart. For Kate, I had 12. So I have 10 and 2. I'm just going to write those numbers. And then for Trey, remember he had 2 groups of 10, so 20 and 1. And now we can add these up together. So let's start with our tens place. Let's use that tens place. So we have 10, 20, and then we're going to add 20 onto that. So 30, 40. Well, there's 40. Now let's go over to the ones place. We had 3 plus 2. 3 and 2 make 5. And if I add one more, 5, 6. 40 plus 6 equals 46. Well, look at that. It's the same equation that we had from our first one when we drew it out and we represented it by drawing our picture. Isn't that amazing? See, there's different ways of solving problems, and I hope that you found a way to solve it and you keep learning, keep being a problem solver, and I'll see you again real soon.